Hello, and welcome. Welcome to a new YouTube video. Now, today I was wandering around the internet, and in my own head, I was thinking of things I can do for content, and I have been playing a lot of Baldersgate 3 recently because it's a very good game. And it got me thinking, hey, I really like the companions in Baldersgate 3. I think everyone does. I wonder what the companions are like in Baldersgate 1 and 2. So I went to the most exquisite place on the internet, FanWiki, and I found out that this is the art. It's a bit cursed, isn't it? So I was thinking, hey, there's an opportunity here to reinterpret these characters, give them my own fan redesign, the emphasis on fan here. Disclaimer, these are not replacements for the old art. I understand that these characters are very meaningful and they don't need to be updated. But I would like to redesign them in a style that is more tailored to my tastes. So you don't have to like all of them. I just want to do this because it's fun. You don't have to agree with me. Disagree with me in the comments. Say that my redesign of Jaheira is awful. I don't care. Anyways, back on track. So I think a fun little series is going through all of the companions and redrawing them and redesigning them, bringing them to a more modern idea and maybe what they would be like, what they'd look like in Baldersgate 3. Also going into history, because these characters are quite interesting, and more Baldersgate. So yeah, that's basically the idea, and let's get into that, shall we? When asked about his past, Ajantus announces that he is a squire paladin of the most noble order of the Radiant Heart, and that he enforces the power and discipline of the Helm. He belongs to the noble family of Ivestar in Waterdeep, and has studied swordplay under such luminaries as Mireth Spelden. His skills and devotion apparently brought him to the attention of the paladin Keldorn, one of the most respected of the Order, who decided to take Ajantus under his wing as a squire. Recently, Ajantus has asked for the honour of becoming a full-fledged member of the Order. To accomplish this, he has travelled to the Sword Coast in order to help curtail the increased humanoid activity in the region. If he succeeds in his quest, the Order will vote on his eligibility for membership. He seems utterly devoted to his mission. So, the original portrait from the first game of Ajantus looks like this. As you can see, it's a helmeted version. I chose to draw a version without the helmet. I'd also like to bring to attention that this looks so much like Cal Kestis to me. Tell me in the comments if you think it looks like Cal Kestis too. I don't know if I'm tripping or I've looked at it too long, but I don't know. It just does. Anyways, so Ajantus is your stereotypical do-good paladin archetype, which, you know what, it's a cool one. I like this. I like a good paladin, good boy, like Will, but less interesting than Will. But we actually have several different portraits for this character, as back in the old days where you have games like Baldersgate 2, and then you had this DLC called Baldersgate Dragonspire, and then you also have the remakes, the enhanced editions that came out in 2012 or 2014. I'll put it up on the screen. But so we've had several different appearances of this character as he's aged, and so I tried to, because we don't know what he looks like without the helmet at this age, so I tried to just make him look like a younger version of the character the characters are in when he's in his like 30s and 40s. mainly probably 40s. So yeah, I've given him this sort of very stereotypical short, sort of crudely cut hairstyle, which I imagine squires would cut after they take away they get their haircut, because knights used to do that, where they used to get haircuts as they turned from squires into knights. So they got rid of the bowl cut and they got something else. So yeah, that's what that is. So he's got his fresh new dodgy haircut, and yeah. So I'm just filling in the line art here. Ajantis in Baldur's Gate 1 basically will just want you to do all of the good stuff, and he has a lot of problems with evil companions, and there will be conflict if you keep them in the same party for too long. He is apparently brash, hot-headed, and naive. Just a young little lad trying to be the paladin that the world doesn't deserve. However, he's a young little lad, sort of like a Spider-Man or a Peter Parker sort of idea. So I sort of, I wanted to get that youthfulness, but that determination in his expression. As you can see here, I messed up the line work 3 times in a row. I gave him a more like caramel sort of skin tone. There's a lot of fan art and fan interpretations of what the character looks like, and they're all very heavily inconsistent, but going with the official art from the first game and the second game, he seems to have a more darker, chocolatey skin tone, so I gave him a little bit of a darker skin tone. As you can see here, I'm doing his armor. He has pretty cool armor. He has, if you look at the in-game sprite, which is a few pixels, of course you can equip different armor to the characters, like in modern Baldur's Gate, but they all have default armor, and it appears that this guy's armor is sort of leather with like metal or silver embedded in it, and then he has this big sort of scarf or cowl that wraps around, maybe like a cloak or a cape that wraps around his shoulders. So yeah, I'm just putting in the line art there and doing that. This is probably the first time, if you've come from my PvZ videos, that you've seen me drawing humans. I much prefer drawing humans. I love drawing humans. I've been doing it since 2016. Obviously I've been slowly getting better, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of this one. I'm trying a few more different shading techniques for skin, and you'll see that in a bit. I'm just sort of doing flat colors at the moment, but yeah, this could be a really fun sort of video idea. I will get back to the PvZ stuff. I'm also very sorry for the break. I've been working. I got my first job because I just finished school. So I just got high school, that is. I just got my first job, and gosh, capitalism is tiring, guys. Work at a restaurant as a bartender and a waiter. It's a lot of work. And I'm pretty useless at it. But hey, it's nice to get out of the house, and I definitely would recommend, if you've just finished high school, that you try to get a job. Not even if it's not for financial reasons, if it's just for understanding how life works. But yeah, that's just my opinion on that. Probably don't take my advice too seriously. I'm here drawing characters from a roleplay game from the late 90s. It was like 98, right? The original Baldur's Gate came out, which is extremely impressive. I would definitely check that out if you're a big fan of Baldur's Gate. I know it's a little bit, it's old, but it holds up pretty well. The writing is not too troublesome, if you know what I mean. Fantasy stories and plots were a bit interesting when it comes to specifically women. Like, oh no, this woman is going to reward you with 70 virgins if you save her from this tower. No, there's none of that really, which is nice, because that sort of is a big this ages this. No, it's quite a timeless game, I'll be honest. Anyways, I do the shading here. I'm shading with a brown undertone instead of a purple. which and then having those orange little undertones as well to sort of, match his skin tone more, and then going with a white overlay just to sort of bring out his cheekbones and his nose. And yeah, that's sort of the skin. I'm pretty proud of it. It turned out quite well. What do you guys think? Adding the undertones and the brights. I didn't usually do brights. It really does make the skin sort of pop in my opinion. But yeah, I'm just doing basic shading now, going into clothing and the like. It's very difficult to sort of make this look very good. I've always been bad at shading clothing, especially armor, so I don't really focus too much on it. I just, sort of blur in some shadows where there would be shadows, and it's usually enough for me. I don't take art super seriously. It's just, a fun hobby. And I never let somebody tell you you're not doing art properly. That's just bad advice, because if you're asking for criticism, then you're gonna get it, and then don't complain when people are a bit mean to you. But if you're not asking for it, don't go on Twitter or whatever and say, yo, your line art's shit, yo, you should be shading with this color. Like, it's just destructive, and it's not helpful, because that's just gonna put them off. It's not gonna be like the people being bullied are not gonna be like, oh, you're right, thank you, I love when you call my art shit, thanks very much. Just be careful what you say on the internet. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm just going on a rant. Doing some, shading with the eyes. It was quite difficult to shade these eyes because they're a lot darker than I wanted them to be, but I'm pretty happy with it. I did the hair as well, using some cool hair brushes that I got from the Jazza pack. Shout out Jazza. I'm still waiting for that collab, Jazza. Come on, Jazza. He's a bit of a coward. Maybe he's scared of, collaborating with such a big channel like mine. But yeah, no, that's basically it. Just sort of doing the last shadows and the last highlights, and yeah, I'm finished. I'm sorry this has been such a rambly video. I have nothing to say. It's why you come here. I have ADHD, and I'm not going to complain about it. So there we are. That is Ajantis, our first little paladin boy. Next up is a certain halfling thief. Tell me if you want to see that, and you will. Anyways, guys, I hope you endured my rambling for long enough, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Probably some more PvZ, because that's what you guys want from me. If not, I'm definitely open and willing and wanting to continue this series. It lets me draw characters I'm actually interested in. Anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Don't make fun of my shitty webcam, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.